So how do you know if you're a sugar addict? Well, let's start here. I would say if you're wondering whether or not you're a sugar addict, you're probably a sugar addict. When I think back to friends who were kind of going through the process of coming to grips with the fact that they were addicted to sugar, it's interesting. I don't think people go there directly. I think there's a little bit of a hesitation, of course, because we don't want to be an addict. When we think of addicts, we think of an alcoholic or a drug addict or something, and life is falling apart, and people are losing jobs, they're losing homes, they're losing marriages. And I suppose that stuff can happen with sugar addiction, but usually not. It's much more of a slow burn, and you're miserable and your life sucks, but it's kind of under the radar. I would assume that very bad alcoholics and drug addicts have loved ones around them telling them, hey, you got a big problem. Not necessarily the case with a sugar addict, I'm guessing. So again, I think if you're kind of wondering, am I a sugar addict? You probably are. But I would say the other big telltale sign, and this is kind of what it all boils down to in my mind, is are you going against your own wishes, your own plan, your own desires? What I mean by that is, have you vowed, okay, I'm going to stop. Today's going to be different. I'm going to put down the Junior Mints, whatever the hell it is, M&Ms, Have you said, aha, I'm really going to do it. I've got to stop. I'm really going to stop. I'm going to put it down. And then, have you failed? Not only that, have you done this pattern over and over and over and over? I think that if that's the case, then it's safe to say you're a sugar addict. Now, the great news is I'm living proof that this doesn't have to be some sort of death sentence. It doesn't mean you can't get it. Far from the truth. And I think something that's not communicated nearly enough to the processed food addicted community is that, you know what? It's pretty straightforward to deal with this. And it's not as hard as you think. And I think maybe the most important thing is, how about this for a concept? You were actually designed to deal with this. All right, that's the good news. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, first of all, that your body can do something called neuroadaptation, right? Neuroadaptation. In the case of addictions, this means that your nervous system is adapting, is changing based on whatever you're addicted to, and specifically the body starts doing what is called a compensatory response. So this is the body adjusting to whatever poison you're putting into it, heroin, alcohol, whatever, sugar. And this is why addicts need to increase and increase and increase the dosage of what they're doing. It's because of this compensatory response. Now, so far, this probably sounds like a pain and a detriment, because after all, if my body is adjusting and I need to keep amping up the dosage, that's a horrible thing. I'm doomed. Well, that's only part of the story. The body's ability to adjust also applies to when you put down the substance. And the great news for you, if you're a sugar addict, is you're not going to deal with the types of withdrawals that a drug addict, like let's say a heroin addict, or an alcoholic deals with. It will be relatively very minor. Will it be enjoyable? No, not at all. But you have this built-in, innate ability for your nervous system to adjust. Once you deny it sugar over a period of time, it's going to be fine. No big deal. So what I'm trying to say is this is a very short-term problem if you can just trust that and get to the point where you are going to put down the substance. So I know this from experience. Now, this will let me reveal a little secret. I have completely quit sugar several times. Busted. All right, I'm just busting myself. I've never been able to beat this indefinitely, but let's see, about 13 or so years ago was my first really solid. I had over a solid year with absolutely zero sugar. And you know what? I felt great. It's the best thing I ever did. And as so many of us do, eventually I got cute. I got complacent, got comfortable, and I let it go, and I wound back up into the shit. And I don't suggest it for anyone. But, I've done this a few times. And I have learned that really this giving up this sugar and this ability of the body to adjust and get used to it, it's pretty miraculous. And the suffering is absolutely short term. Now, it can be sped up greatly if you're willing to do something like a water fast, which is what I did this last time. I've now been sugar-free for about 8 months or so. I kind of stopped. I stopped tracking day to day just because I don't want to make such a big deal out of it. But I know it's at least 8 months. And this time the water fast really, really made it a non-issue. I mean, I went into my water fast, and by day 3, let's say, no cravings for anything. I was totally fine. I ended up doing a 12-day water fast. Definitely, if you're going to do something like that, do it with help. Have a doctor guiding you through that. Don't do it by yourself. But I've quit sugar without a water fast, so I've done it both ways, and the body will adjust, and the cravings will go away. And for you, if you're watching this video, this probably means you've got a problem with sugar, and I'm just here to tell you, it's something you can deal with over time. It's totally doable. Not easy. It's very confusing. It's way better if you can have someone walk you through it, but it's totally doable. So don't give up hope. The most straightforward way is just stop it. Just stop ingesting sugar and go through some suffering. Surround yourself with very healthy food. Try to eat whole natural food as much as possible. I think I've really come to believe that dealing with processed food addiction and eating healthy is mostly about organizing your life so that it's easy for you to do it. So, and it might take several tries. And that's totally fine. I've heard it said people that stop smoking, oftentimes it just takes many, many tries. So no big deal. If you haven't tried before, go ahead and try. See how many days you can string together. See what kind of success you get. And as you fail along the way, which you will, don't beat yourself up. Make little adjustments. Try again. Totally doable. You can do it. Let me know in the comment section if you're trying to do such a thing. Let me know how you're doing. I'll respond back. I will read with great pleasure about your own journey to putting down the sugar and whatever other Franken food you're dealing with. All right. All right. Thank you for watching. I like you. I like you. You're good. It's going to be okay. I'll see you next time. Take care.